The Man with the Yin-Yang Eyes. Season 2. Episode 6. The dead man was a man about 30 years old. On the day of the accident, he was wearing a white t-shirt and blue jeans. He had a broken leg, and his face was disfigured. His body was covered in blood. I began to describe in detail to the policewoman standing next to me. By all means, I have to make her believe that I have yin and yang eyes. Only then can the case of the other two children be solved. After hearing what I said, the policewoman hurried back into the cafe, and we followed her. Ms. Valentine quickly confirmed if there was an accident in front of the shop as I mentioned, and the manager here firmly confirmed yes. She still did not believe it. She quickly called a colleague from the transport department and asked. Based on the policewoman's facial expression, I'm sure the person on the other end of the line gave her an answer that matched the manager's. Miss Policeman, do you believe me now? Okay. I've been a police officer for many years, witnessed many stories, and heard some of my colleagues talk about spiritual things in the process of performing official duties, but this is the first time I have encountered this case. Miss Valentine trusted my story almost 80%. She quickly told me to report as concisely as possible what I had seen. Tell me if it's the boy. After listening to me summarize everything, Miss Valentine took out a picture and showed it to me. In the picture is a boy. I glance at it and realize that it is the boy who was with the girl I told. Yes, right. It's this boy. Indeed, we've been handling this boy's disappearance case for a while now. The boy's father is a famous businessman. The kidnappers demanded a sizable ransom. Because he was afraid of breaking the rope, he did not report to the police, but arbitrarily agreed to hand over the money to the kidnappers. In the end, the kidnappers took the money without releasing his son. He lost both his son and his money, so he went to the extreme to call the police for help. I quickly confirmed the boy's identity in the picture and then heard Miss Valentine tell about what happened. After telling us everything, Miss Valentine suddenly stood up. Okay, leave this matter to the police. You two don't need to get involved. I was about to raise my voice to ask a few more questions when she quickly interrupted my words. She doesn't want us involved in this case anymore. Hey, don't go in such a hurry. Are we providing you with such important information on this case without a thank you fee? Big D saw that Miss Valentine had come to the door and told him to follow. Oh my God. I don't know what else he cares about besides money. I looked at them with piercing eyes. Miss Valentine seems to have gotten used to this personality of Big D, so she didn't care. She went out and slammed the door, leaving Big D with a few complaints that made me sick. Say no to us, okay? Anyway, I'm a witness to this case, and I can't just stand by it. I am not willing and do not want to stand aside and leave the police to investigate. I think I have a share of the responsibility anyway, so I'm determined to follow through. This is it. Don't go in such a hurry. Wait for me, I'll show you this. We can't catch these thugs with our hands only. If they discover us, we will be crushed like bugs. You have to find something to protect yourself first. When I was striding quickly to the car, Big D hurriedly followed behind. Next, he said we needed some self-defense weapons and opened the trunk of our car. What does Big D keep in the trunk? I was curious as to what else was hidden inside his gut. I couldn't help myself, so I asked. Watch this. I heard Big D calling, so I rushed over and looked inside. I was stunned for a moment. Inside the trunk are some air guns and quite a lot of ammo. Are they real? Just some air guns, not automatic rifles. Let's see which gun is right for you, then take one with you. Big D said he couldn't get a license to use an automatic rifle, nor did he have the guts to carry one, so he could only use an airgun instead. Don't underestimate it. Although it's just an air gun, its damage is not bad. The important thing is how to use it and how to shoot." Saying the passage, Big D immediately showed it to me to prove it. The shot just now shot really well, piercing the metal trash can in the distance. "See? How do you feel? Cool, right? Someone has been killed by an air gun before, although such cases are not usual. It is fine to launch a blind fire and escape in an emergency situation. Okay, let's get in the car." I do not want to hear him blabbing anymore. I should urge him into the car quickly. I want to make that thug see the ghost of the person he killed. "Do you have any cow's tears?" Even if he doesn't have a special ability like me, using cow's tears, I can make him see the souls of the dead. "Oh, that thing? It's in the drawer in front of you." Oh, Big D is so thoughtful, knows what I need in advance. I heard Big D speak and quickly opened the drawer to check. Of course, he brought it with him. You know I'm a person who specializes in buying and selling spiritual items. It's the first time I can look at Big D with respect. "Well, should we record this precious moment? It's the first time you've used that admiring look on me and not on my brother. It's so touching. Okay, just focus on driving." He couldn't be a bit more serious than that. The newly rekindled admiration in me has flown clean. We just walked and talked. I'm rubbing some cow's tears on the bullet. By chance, I saw a familiar car driving along the same road as us in front, with several police cars following behind. "Big D, could you look in the car in front of us to see if that car belongs to Miss Valentine?" That's right. She does things so quickly, huh? The policewoman is so enthusiastic, just leaving the shop for a short while. She has already reported the situation to her superiors and called for reinforcements to lead them to the criminal's lair. We followed her and didn't say anything more. Everyone did their own thing. I continued to apply cow's tears up the bullet while Big D drives us to follow them. Moments later, police cars stopped one after another at an abandoned building. It was the same building where we had followed the criminals last time. Big D also parks the car in a hidden corner nearby. Look at it. It wasn't in vain that I put my time and effort into making it. What? Binoculars? Big D suddenly took out a pair of binoculars and brought them to the eye. I'm also curious to try it out. Can I try it? Originally curious, I immediately said my intention to borrow the binoculars to try. Who knew Big D was so thoughtful that he prepared another one? Wow, that's really clear. Once again, I was surprised by Big D's inventions. This is my first time using binoculars, and besides, the image quality is so good that I am very surprised. I saw Miss Valentine and her police officer get out of the car. Everyone is equipped with bulletproof vests and guns. The other thugs opened fire and shot a hole in the car. Luckily the policewoman managed to avoid it, but his firing speed was quite fast. It seems that the thugs know their whereabouts have been revealed, so they are all ready. The cops hid behind cars to avoid bullets and wait for the right time to counterattack. At this time, only 2 thugs were standing and shooting continuously at the police. It seems that the police are in a passive position right now, so they still can't counterattack them. The police also seem to be struggling. The bullet drilled dozens of holes in the car, causing the car's glass to shatter. They want to shoot those bullets through the car into the police here. After hearing and using intuition to judge, Officer Valentine finally found a loophole in the thug's attack. She stood up and aimed without thinking. The bullet successfully pierced the left chest of a tall thug. Blood splattered red in a large patch. That shot was also the shot that signaled a police counterattack. The police even brought bulletproof shields. One was shot down, now there's only one left, and he has to hide behind iron crates. This other guy took the opportunity to run away into the building, looking for help. But unfortunately for him, he was hit once in the middle of the back. Another one has fallen. Several police officers began to approach the inside of the house. A guy suddenly rushed out and fired several times. He was also an accomplice of the thugs from earlier. The policeman reacted very quickly, so bullets did not hit them. On the contrary, the thug was shot and fell to the ground. That's as the third thug, only one left. That's great. You've already felled 3 of them. There's only the big guy left. I just watched and couldn't stop lamenting. It looks like I saw something moving upstairs. Of course, I found it right. The leader just jumped from the top floor. He wants to hide. This guy is the one who strangled the girl and ordered the poor boy to be killed. I can't let him get away. Let's get off the bus. Here, wait a minute. It looks like Big D is about to say something to me. But in this situation, I don't want to hear something else. Stop. Why do you always in such a hurry? We're using air guns, and he's holding a rifle. Do you want to die so badly, stupid boy? Big D angrily chased and yelled at me. But right now, I can't think of that much. Hey, do you think you could escape? I yelled. I didn't have time to think about it, nor did I have time to listen to what Big D said. My actions were faster than my thoughts. I hurriedly ran out, pointed the gun at the big guy. He looked at the situation and immediately frowned. When I saw his reaction like that, I started to feel scared. My courage followed each drop of sweat that fell. Big D is confused. It's not clear whether he was pushed to stand between the thug and me by accident or purpose. Suddenly, the thug hurled his gun to the ground and rushed toward Big D. The 2 of us were so surprised that we didn't have time to dodge. The thug brazenly controlled Big D. Maybe he wanted to threaten me. At this point, he still didn't know that I was holding a fake gun. I once again did not have time to think but acted faster than my brain. I aimed directly at the thug leader's eyes before he could say a few words to threaten me. Luckily I didn't miss it. Thank God. The big brother panicked and pushed Big D to the ground and covered his face with his hands. At that moment, I jumped over Big D and jumped towards the big brother. I put all my strength into one leg and raised it to aim at kicking him in the face. This time the goddess of luck was still on my side, and I kicked right into his face, causing his face to tilt to the side and his mouth to bleed. But it seems that my kick angered him. He stiffened his face, got angry, and reached out his fist to punch me. I was able to react to that lightning strike. I was using my hand to block it, but my glasses fell out. The thug saw this and wanted to take a second shot, but in the middle, something stopped him. Right when my black glasses fell from my eyes, my yin-yang eyes saw a spirit full of resentment and anger in front of me. It is the soul of the little girl who was strangled to death by the evil thug. The little girl's spirit stared at him as if to condemn his evil deed. At this time, the thugs had cow's tears in his eyes, so he could clearly see the girl's ghost. This scared him. Get out of the way. I was stupidly looking at the situation when Big D rushed over to pull me away from that place. It turned out that the thug quickly grabbed the gun and fired several bullets at the girl in quick succession. She's a ghost now. No bullet can kill her. Of course, those bullets were shot through her and hit the wall behind. Stop being rude. Keep your hands up and surrender. After seeing the little girl's ghost, my fear of the thug was reduced by more than half. I quickly stood up and shot him several times. Maybe he was intimidated by the little girl's spirit, so he didn't realize I was using an air gun. The thug ran into the house. Okay, just stay there. Leave the rest to me. We chased inside and lost track of the thug but met Miss Valentine again. She told us not to chase. She would take care of the capture of the other guy. Be careful. And can you stop ignoring me? But how can I stand still? I hurriedly followed her. Big D couldn't stop me, so he quickly ran after me. Hey, don't follow me. Did I told you not to interfere? Officer Valentine seemed very upset with my follow-up. Don't mess with me anymore. Get out. I can help you too. He is hiding in that direction. I was also annoyed at being chased away repeatedly, but in the end, pointing the place where the thug was hiding to Miss Valentine made me feel less frustrated. I saw the ghost of the other girl pointing in a direction, which I guessed was the direction of the thug's hiding, so I pointed it to the police officer right away. The thug knew he was exposed, so he rushed out and aimed the gun at the two of us. But Miss Valentine took the initiative in measuring the speed of the trigger. A bullet hit the thug in the middle of his forehead. Of course, after that, he didn't have a way to live anymore. He fell to the ground, a hole in his forehead. I looked at the face of the thug, and chill run down my spine. After defeating the other 4 criminals, the remaining cleanup is handled by Miss Valentine's subordinates. The 3 of us stood and talked for a while. Stupid boy, damn you, you might be shot. Next time, if there are similar cases like this, then please inform the police first, okay? Before these 2 wouldn't let me interfere. Now they're asking for my help, and they want me to inform them next time. Oh, what a woman. Hey, where's that little girl's soul? After Miss Valentine left, we also got in the car to go home. On the way back, Big D asked me why I couldn't see the poor bad girl's soul anymore. Ah, she's going to where she belongs. The criminals killed that little girl, so resentment was born. Once the perpetrators all atone, the girl will also be freed. I explained to Big D why the poor little girl disappeared right after the last thug died. Before going home, we stopped by the girl's relative's restaurant and told him the whole incident. The restaurant owner heard everything. He felt very sad and cried for a long time. We had to stay and comfort him for a while. While Big D was on duty to comfort others, I went to an alley near the restaurant, then found a church to pray for the unfortunate girl. The girl is very kind and brave, helped us solve this case. It's a pity that I couldn't help her more. While I pray for her soul, a spark flared up, like they wanted to condense into something. I watched the small red flames floating in the air, thinking in my heart that the girl must be around. Is it you, girl? You can go now. You must live well in the next life. As expected of a mischievous girl, my guess is not wrong. She said she wanted to thank me for helping to fulfill her wish and say goodbye to me. After saying those words, her soul also faded and gradually disappeared into the endless darkness. After she disappears completely, I go back to the restaurant, and Big D takes me home. After this incident, I want to use my yin and yang eyes to help others even more.